Alright guys, I wasn't gonna make anything today, but you know, I had my sister text message, hey, we're coming over, family, blah blah blah, are you gonna be there, whatever the situation is, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm so confused, like, I wasn't there for Christmas or Thanksgiving last year and the year before that, so this is gonna be the third one. Wasn't feeling too hot, so I didn't go to this Thanksgiving. That's not the point. The point is the youngest one is trying to make plans and is putting the most effort out of everyone in the family to have the said family. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what the hell is going on? Like I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what are you doing? My mom, I don't get what she's doing. Like, obviously, I'm not happy with the way you raised us, and instead of saying, okay, I'm sorry, I should have done better, you know, she raised us on excuses so that now I grew up learning I could get away with anything as long as I had a good enough excuse. So in the mornings, no one would wake up except for my father, my stepfather, and he would walk the dog. Like, he would get up and walk the dog at 5:30 in the morning. And I would wake up and like, oh, I gotta do that for him. Like, and I would never do it. Out of all the times I would wake up and see him, I never once did take it upon myself to walk the dog because it just didn't make sense to me. We have an electric dog collar, and he has an electric fence, and he doesn't run away. Why are you walking the dog on the property? But it was his bonding experience. So I get that he wanted to put the dog back inside the house before he left, so he didn't want him on the leash and running around because it's cold out, you know, when he was doing it. So I understood that, but I saw some movies, and you know, like, these movies, they're very holistic, wholesome. They really try to show you the inner parts of the things that you don't have. So a little of Americana I saw in the movies, and I'm like, wait, hold on, what's going on? Like, 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, all these stay-at-home moms would take care of the house before 9 o'clock. All the chores would be done. The kids would be fed. Breakfast would be made. Lunch would be made the day of. No packing lunch the night before of. Yeah, my mother couldn't do that. My dad kept her from working for 12 years. Yes, she was working before she got pregnant, but then after the pregnancy, he's like, listen, we don't need you to work. Like, we'll be okay. But instead of taking that extra time she had to grow the family, to pack my dad a lunch, she would sit in bed and lay and sleep until like 1 o'clock. And her excuses, oh, well, what am I gonna do? I gotta pick up the kids at 2, and then I gotta drive them to soccer practice at 3 and pick them up from gymnastics and all this. Excuses. Her mind was filled with excuses. She didn't see the opportunity that she had 12 hours before the kids had to come back anyhow. She could have left in the morning, did her Pilates, walked the dog, whatever, came back before 6, put the kids, fine. You want to sleep through? Sleep through, right? But if you're going to sleep through, my dad took care of it. So if my dad took care of it, if you really needed to do something, you could have done it. You could have worked it out. But there was no desire. She had no desire. She took advantage of everything. And it's like so hard for me to be like, okay, yeah, let's go have some Christmas together. Like, she just got a dog, or I don't know what it is. It's a picture of a puppy. And I don't know if it's your puppy, someone else's puppy, like about time, 2.5 years to figure out, hey, Romeo needs a second playmate because no one's at the house, because you're leaving the house all the time. But having 2 dogs, especially 1 puppy, in a new home, you might come back to some broken stuff. So I get you don't want to have it, but like, dog-proof the house then. I would love to be part of the family, but you just didn't raise a family. That's all it is. So how can I say, okay, you've been a great mother, when in reality you've taken advantage of everyone,
at the stop
and you
sign,
cost us our growth
Street.
Instead of instilling us, like, waking up on time, making sure I had breakfast, brushing my teeth before I left for school. No, all I had was a sleeping mom in bed and a dad that left the house before I even woke up.
In half a mile, turn left.
I would be late to work I would be late to school every day, miss maybe like 30 minutes of my first period calculus class that I was getting a college credit at, that I didn't even ask to pay for because I was like, I was gonna pay $300 for my math credit, so let me find out a way to make up the money. So whatever, you know. It's just so sad. It's just so sad. Like, I had everything. We had everything as a family. My dad bought us 2 crosses, and he got my mom a diamond wedding ring, okay, and the band. In one day, he proposed to us and the 2 stepkids that he was going to accept and adopt. And instead of saying, wow, thank you so much for giving us a house, a life, a dog, everything, she would spit in his face every fucking day. And I hate her for it. I don't love you. You know what? You don't have to love him, but you can love him how much he cares for us. And not once did she give him that respect, and so I can't give it back to her. Because that was a man. That was a man that she told me to accept as a father, which I wanted to do it on my own. I asked him, like, you want to be my dad? Like, can I call you dad? That's what I did. And you know, like, a year or 2 after that, or 3 years after that, he like was proposing to my mom. And he said, I saw the light in your eyes, and I couldn't leave you alone with her. And now I'm by myself. I lost him. I don't even know where to go with it. Like, do I write a letter? It's like, hey, listen, my mom screwed us all up. I can't even accept her as my own mother, because that's not my, that person, like my real mom. Like, if I could curate that from the ether and call that mother, she would never acted that way. I never got hugs. I never got anything wholesome from it. It was all generic bought shit. It wasn't even something like, okay, my son loves intricacy. He takes apart the RC cars and tries to rebuild it on a piece of wood. Like, it makes no sense, but okay, you know what? Maybe I'll buy him a soldering iron and some step-up motors and an electrical circuit board and a book about computers. No, my dad did that. My stepdad saw the need in it, and he was the one who always facilitated the both of us. She never could do it. She would go to TJ Maxx to buy shit to go return on the debit card to get cash to put away in her bank account. She stole from the family. That's what she did. She stole from the family. Instead of having that money to use and save and be like, hey, at the end of the month or at the end of the year, like, hey, husband, I saved 10 grand. Can we do something? Can you invest that into stocks? Can you do something with it? No. She hoarded it so she had enough money to then divorce him. She used the relationship that she had with him to grow her own financial bank account to be able to divorce him. Shameful, shameful. And I'm supposed to come willingly, warm-heartedly with gifts to my mom for that? Thank you for using a man to his absolute most without giving anything in return. And now I, as a male, has to be like, oh yeah, my mom's gonna give me respect. Nah, she's been putting me down ever since she had the opportunity to my siblings. What's the point? What's the point of thinking that? Thank you, I appreciate you for giving me birth and taking advantage of me. You raised all your hatred, frustration, everything you put into us. Everything negative you had, you put into us. Because why? Because you couldn't control your emotions? Something bad would happen and you would rage? And then you would rage? Alright, guys. Enough for today. I'll see you guys later.